He could have called for a lot of people. He could have said, rich people. We need rich people to serve the Lord, people who have a lot of money and can do a lot. They've got a lot of financial resources. He could have said talented people. We need talented people to serve the Lord. He could have said preachers. That's a job title. He could have said we need preachers in the harvest field. He could have said missionaries. He could have Christian school teachers. He could have said any job title you can imagine. He could have said anything there. He could have said servants. But instead, he described the Christian worker. And that's what our job title is, to be a laborer. Pastor Townsley, he's hired a lot of people, and I know your assistant pastor here is in human resources. Well, Pastor Townsley, in our ministry, we've had to hire a lot of people over the years. I think our staff consists of about 30 different people. And Pastor Townsley, he frequently has to hire people, whether it be a teacher in the Christian school or a teacher in the college, somebody to do maintenance, somebody to work in offices. He needs people and he needs laborers. And I once asked him, what is the most important thing about hiring somebody in Christian service? And Pastor Townsley thought about it for a second, and what was the thing that he looked for? Somebody who just graduated from Bible college. And he said, hey, I'm looking for a laborer. I want a worker. Now, I figured I'd get real educated with this sermon, and I felt the need to look this passage up in the original Greek. And I wanted to take a good look at that word laborer. And I found out that word laborer is the word ergates. And it appears 16 times in the New Testament. And 10 times it's translated laborer, 3 times it's translated workman, and 3 times it's translated worker. And I wanted to see the deeper, more hidden meaning. Something to bring something really new and fresh to you guys in this message. And I studied and I studied and I looked at all the Greek and the verbs and all that stuff. You know what I found? The word laborer simply means somebody who works. It's a hard worker. There's nothing complicated about this passage. And Christianity is not a complicated thing. Simply, God wants workers. And God wants laborers. You think of the word labor, it's somebody who works hard. While I was in construction and did property management, I got the opportunity to hire a lot of people. And I got to hire not people too high up on the totem pole, but I hired laborers. And sometimes I found out that when I hired a laborer, they didn't quite meet the qualifications of their job title. You know, they knew a lot of stuff, but when it came to laboring, they weren't too good at it. And somehow they managed to always evade the work that they needed to do. Their job